welcome back to my channel. For you guys that don't know me, my name is Melisa Rodriguez and I'm a medical student studying in Florida, and I make videos about medical school, the application, my experience, etc. I have made some vlogs recently. Those are a little bit long, but you can go ahead and watch my first week of medical school, my 2 parts that I did, and those give you a little bit of like an idea of how I'm doing the first weeks. But now that I'm getting into the 3rd and the 4th week, it's becoming a little hectic and I just don't have enough hours in the day to do everything that I want. And for example, right now I'm filming this video during my lunchtime. I don't even have time to do everything, but I'm for sure gonna keep the YouTube thing going because it really fills me up and gives me a lot of motivation to keep going, to see you guys' messages saying that this content is helpful or that you got something out of it, right? And anyways, this video is about research and letters of recommendation. And I put both of these things into one video because they are very much related on how you get to those, and they were the most difficult parts of my medical school career or my pre-med career, on how to get, because it was really difficult to be focused on getting good grades and just doing well in the classes while also making connections with your professors. If you want to get an idea of how I did it and my tips on how to get these opportunities easier, just keep watching. So going off on what I said in the intro, yes, I am overwhelmed by the schoolwork. I'm like drawn, and I feel just a little pushed, and I feel behind right now, and I need a plan to catch up, right? But at the same time, I can complain a lot, but I feel really fortunate to have so many medical professionals, like at least in my school, just dedicated to teaching me in my education, and so many professors and people just available to help you in whatever you want. So I feel fortunate to be studying medicine, and at the end of the day, for my personality and how I am, I like to be pushed, I like to be challenged, and this is what makes me happy. This is what gives me that drive to keep going. So yeah, even though I'm complaining a lot, I am happy and I feel blessed to be in this position in my life as a first-year medical student. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see my everyday little snippets of my life and just things I want to share through my stories. But through here, I'm just gonna try to do more informational videos and blogs as well, but there'll be a little bit delayed from my Instagram activities. So yeah, this video is about research and letters of recommendations. For letters of recommendation, I advise that you are actively trying to make connections with your professors. It can be hard, especially in the first year of pre-med. I had 0 connections / possible recommendation letters because I was just so focused on the classes. Well, my advice, if I were to be a first year pre-med again, I will go ahead and make time in my schedule for office hours and try to actively go and connect with your professors somehow. And I know you could be nervous because you may think, oh, I'm not prepared, I feel nervous about discussing this. Well, I think preparations equal confidence. If you're prepared for that material, you can go ahead and use that background information that you already learned and use it to discuss a challenging question that the professor may ask you in the office hours, right? So I think at the same time, it's increasing or enhancing the learning experience because you are pressured. You're given that responsibility to prepare before going to the office hours, so you're keeping on track, and a little bit of studying every day helps. To when it comes to the review time or before the exam, you already have everything lined up and it's just going to be reviewing. So it's doing the homework for you, being prepared and going to see your professors weekly, at least weekly. Try to have at least email conversations or actually go to their office hours and talk to them. I thought it was so complicated to get these connections and network with my professors, but at the end of the day, they're humans too. I think most professors, they like for you to interact with them, for you to go ahead and talk to them, and just have being asked questions about what they're experts upon, because people like to talk about what they are good at, right? So by you going and asking them questions, that's just gonna trigger their mind and make them think that you're a great student, and by the end of your third year, or once you finish your class with them, you will be ready to ask them for a recommendation letter. It also helps to participate in things that they have initiatives upon. For example, some professors may have research projects that they're working on, or they may organize an event that they want you to go. So be present. Try to make connections that way. So yeah, do anything that will make you noticeable within a class, like a 200, 300 person class. So try to make yourself noticeable with a professor. What else? I think I didn't pay attention to this, and I was just focused on getting good grades. Yeah, the GPA. But I didn't look at the logistics part of the medical school application, where they're looking for good recommendation letters from not only your professors, but from your research principal investigators or your mentors through research, and doctors. You should be able to get at least one of each research and one doctor for letters of recommendation, because medical schools want to get an experienced person or a professional to talk good about you, and that makes them just reassure that you will be a good student and that you're good material for their medical school, that it's like their baby, right? The medical school committee has their school as a baby that they need to nurture and find good people to enhance that medical school. So if other people are having good opinions about you, that's good. Let's go into research now. So for research, I really believe it's all about networking. Who are you friends with? Try to make connections. When you are in a big school, you have more opportunities for a social environment. And now that we're virtual, try to go to webinars. Like I was saying with my camera cut off, try to go to webinars, try to interact with someone. Don't be afraid to ask questions in the webinars, because even though we're virtual, they're gonna see your face when you're talking, so it just appears. Join a Premed organization, and not just join the Premed organization, be active in the Premed organization and try to be a leader, and try to apply for the positions that they offer. My research opportunity I got through my Premed organization, which was AMSA at that time, and I was just the one member when I got the research opportunity. Then I was able to become the event coordinator, and at the end of my senior year, I was the president. So I try to grow in that same organization. Don't join too many organizations, because then you can't grow in any of them, or it will be difficult because of the time constraints that you have as a Premed student. But yeah, just try to be active, and by being active, you might get a research position through the Premed organization, and it will be easier. But if you don't have Premed organizations, or you don't have connections, go ahead and look for the emails of the PIs around you in your city that are practicing research that you're interested about. So let's say you don't have a specific interest. Try to find at least 2 subjects, right? For example, either cancer or neurologic research, and try to get a list of emails of professors or PIs that are performing that type of research. And I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities out there, especially now with such good technology and new advancements in science. I'm sure they need help from undergraduate students. Go ahead and reach out to many of them. At least 30 emails. I wrote around 30 emails, and I remember maybe like 3 or 4 answered, but at least those 3 answered, right? So you need to email as much as you can. Try to one night schedule it just to reach out to people for research, and reach out to at least 30 people. And you don't have to write 30 different emails. Just maybe have like a little bit of a template, and then put a little bit of your insight on why you're interested in that specific research in each email. but you will already have a general template that you can send. And just reaching out. If they answer, then you can continue a further conversation about opportunities that you may have doing that research. So yeah, I encourage you to be active and responsible for your own application, not just wait for things to come at you, right? Be proactive, because you know what things are coming, right? I told you a little bit in my video, if you want to watch it, about how I got into medical school. There are all the components that you need, right? Now, if you know that those components are going to have to be done in those 4 years of pre-med, or whatever amount of years that you take, just be proactive about them, and just having an idea of how you're gonna do them, or what are you going to do now that is gonna help your future self, and you're not gonna be stressed out in the last year of pre-med saying, oh, I don't have nothing, now I have to take 2 gap years when I didn't really want it to take 2 gap years, right? Some people want to take a gap year, and that's okay. If they want, maybe 1 is fine. And if you have to take too many gap years when you didn't really want them, just because you're unprepared from the first place, then that's on you, right? You need to be proactive from the first day that you decide to be a doctor, because it's a really long career. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. Now, why medical schools want research as one of your experience? It's not required, if I can remember, but they really look at research as a strong component of your application, because many things in medicine are not known yet, and they need people to be kind of like the detective. When you become a medical student, you're learning how to be a detective as well. So you will have to do some kind of research as a medical student, because residencies kind of like require it, in other words. But as a pre-med student, if you already have research, what does that mean to the medical school committees? That you are prepared. You know the basics. You know how to research science and find out what's important. You know what sources are good, what sources are not good. When you're building a paper, or when you want to do a presentation, you know how to look for sources, or what things are important. For example, for our PVL activities, we have to do research like every other day for our presentations. And if we are not prepared, if we don't know how to look at articles that are good sources and not just random websites, and if we are competent in that area, then it makes it just way easier and more efficient for you to transmit that knowledge to your peers. So this is why medical schools see research as really good. And you will already have training for some of the most basic lab work that you can do. So if you want to do research when you're in medical school, you already have those skills that you can use. So now for when you actually get the opportunity, right? You got a chance, you got a feet into the ground of research, and you got a yes from one of the PIs and said, oh yes, I would like you to help me in the lab. What are you going to do to impress them? You're going to be responsible, and you're going to be clear from the start on time commitment, because pre-med, most of us pre-med, we don't have enough time, right? But we want to be clear with the PI, because they care about the amount of time that you're going to give them. Research is a lot about being patient and just spending time really researching different articles, different things. It requires time. It's a big time commitment, but you don't want to say that you're ready to do research and then not have enough time to give them or their project or their lab team. You want to be a team member, and by being a team member, that means you gotta contribute as much or more, because you're new to that team of researchers. So you want to do at the beginning more than you're expected to do. If he asks you to read an article, read 2 or 3 articles on that same topic. Why? Because you're going to be prepared. When you go to the lab, then you're going to have more stuff to talk about and things to bring up, so that he sees that you are doing a lot of effort on understanding why are they researching that specific topic or that specific theme. And you have to pay attention to detail. Once they give you the trust to perform some of the experiments, if you make a mistake, please do not just stay quiet and not say it. You have to say it, because research is a lot about everything needs to be perfect in order to have good results and not have false positives or things that might affect. Think about who is going to be affected by these mistakes later on, whether it's drugs that you're inventing to apply on different diseases. And just think about it. Just be honest with your PI. If you make a mistake, that's fine. If you make a mistake a second time, that's fine. You're not gonna be like put in jail because you make a mistake. It's more important to be honest and tell them, oh, how can I do this better? Please teach me so that I don't make the same mistake again. Or acknowledge why, if you know already, why did you make the mistake? Things that you can change, okay? Never keep quiet when you have made a mistake in research. That's really important. Always be professional through emails. Answer emails in a professional way. Have really clear who you are in the bottom, and just have really professional, communicate in a professional way always. Even though you're making a friendship with your PI, maybe you always need to maintain professional. In the lab, be professional with your with your teammates, and everybody's gonna love you that way. Okay, now for what's more important, also for medical school applications, they look really good. It looks really good when you have either a presentation or a publication done. What are you gonna do to get this? You might have already gotten the research experience, which is one of the activities, but how do you get that publication or that presentation? You have to be open and confident to go ahead and ask your PI, hey, this is a presentation that is coming up. I did it with a local one that was about neuroscience, so that's within our topic. Can I please present our current project that is coming up? If you have significant findings, you can present it, even though it's not complete, but you can present a part of it. So always be honest and say what you need, what are your goals in the future. It's important that the UPI knows that you want to go to medical school, and that these are the things that will make you competent for medical school. It's not only because you want to be competitive. No, it's because that's going to help me in my future medical career. So ask them if they can be included in one of their publications, if you can add up to that publication, if you can work on that, so that maybe you are put on the list of authors. I wanted to give you guys a chance, a tip when researching different articles. I use this program that is called Mendeley Desktop, and you can just download it off the internet. And this basically is a Chrome extension that lets you save each article and the reference. It makes the reference for you, and it saves it into the Mendeley app, so that you don't have all these tabs open and a mess when you're searching for different articles. So that's a really good tip when you're in research, that you constantly have to look for articles that you can read on the topic. So yeah guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from it. Comment down below what else I can add that will help you as a pre-med or as a medical student. I'm gonna be making more videos about medical school and medical student more related videos. So yeah, just tell me what else will help you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions or do one of these videos that giving you my experience and my insight on these topics. So thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram, give me a like and comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.